some people do think it's welcome to the world without love. I mean, that's an egregious error of listening, but you know, whatever floats your boat, your interpretation. Hi, we're Client Liaison.
And this is what inspired World of Our Love. I had this idea of creating a place, a pseudo-spiritual place where people can come together and celebrate. That's why it starts with there's location. But a lot of it was mumbling along the way, and it's essentially a collage of interesting imagery. We had our verse going, and then Harvey created an awesome progression with these trumpet stabs / strings. Dun, 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 dun.
We're like, oh, it doesn't really pump, it doesn't go to that next level, and it sounds like a bit of an album track now, not much of a single.
It really opened up once Harvey put this bass line on there. And I remember we were in our space in Melbourne in this warehouse, and Harvey was down one end, and I would run down to the other end into this little dungeon and keep working on the lyrics. And then when I came back and Harvey was working on this bass, I was like, this is it. And he had this echoing, syncopated feel, and it just turned it into a chilled out, vibey tune into a total dance banger.
Yes, precisely.
Sorry, I didn't stop and just
No, it's good. It's like I didn't have anything to add to that. That's what happened.
We had we're living in the right time where we'll be another generation that I need. But the final hook was a bit of a mumble, and Harvey heard it as...
It might have had welcome in there.
That really made the song, and then repeating that hook in a couple of different ways solidified the title and the overall feel.
Afterward, you get to find all the fun meaning that are kind of in there. Oh, I heard this, and then maybe someone heard that.
A bit like a long lunch laid out to sea. It's got a double meaning. Is it laying out to the ocean, or is it laying out for the eye to see? There's
laid out to sea. I see the ocean.
Yeah, which I see as well, but it was
originally laid out to sea.
Yeah.
I don't know. There you go.
Once we developed this awesome chorus, it was pumping. It wouldn't drop back into the verse. It had the same chord, finishing on the same chord that it was starting on in the verse, and it just wouldn't drop in and feel good. So with that conundrum, we looked at moving the bridge earlier and creating the bridge to happen twice, which is unconventional, but it worked. And we took all the music out and we just had this pan flute and the bongos and the birds, and then a very vulnerable vocal. Nothing but time blown away. And that actually turned into its own hook. The bridge turned into kind of a hook because it happens more than once.
We used to write like 5-minute arrangements with codas and B sections and double bridges, and used to go to weird places. And now we kind of like the idea of pop music principles: simplicity, rhythm, melody, hooks. You know, don't bore me with anything else. This idea that we're sort of, that we're in this mode of genius and we knew what we were doing. It's like, no, we were pissing in the dark, and we continue to piss in the dark.
I remember you creating the bridge chords. It was like,
that's
a little different.
That's the one thing I am a virtuoso on, finding bridge chords. I'm the bridge man.
I'm more in the theory, and you're more in the ear.
But anything else,
and you don't necessarily know what you're playing, which is cool.
No, I'm just like, this is the bridge. For 6 months after the song was mixed and released, I kind of preferred the demo. Only 6 months after I had that kind of demo, I just worn off, and I actually realised how the mix was.
Funny that we still use some demo vocals in the final vocal because we just love the vulnerability in them.
But I think when you sing songs about positive things, there's a universality about it that just helps it. It's like putting a rocket underneath it and lifts it.
I think it works with us as well in our live show, which is a coming together of people having a good time, essentially. We're a party band, so it's nice to have such a positive energy.